Do you have a few minutes? We're just interviewing people about their college experiences so far.
2 minutes for me to ask some questions for a school project.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Sure. Nice. What's your name?
I'm Carson.
Olivia.
Jackson.
Trevor Williams.
So this is my third year in college, but it's my first year here.
We're freshmen.
I'm a senior.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a freshman, so I'm in Hamilton right now.
Gotcha. Sucks.
I'm a junior.
I'm a freshman and I'm majoring in linguistics.
Currently biology.
Architecture.
Interior architecture.
Business.
Growing up, what kind of gender norms have you seen in your household, and how has that differed from college?
I have both my mom and dad in my household.
Okay.
And I'm one of 3 kids. I have a brother and sister. So I think, having all different types of genders in my house, it's been pretty prevalent.
All right.
Well, I actually grew up in a single mother household, so my mom kind of took a lot of the responsibilities of both my parents. But then as kind of time went on and I grew up, I definitely reconnected with my dad, who also just kind of always portrayed a more feminine aspect. So I feel low-key my gender roles have always been this way, that way, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Has your perspective changed on gender?
Yeah, I would definitely say they've expanded more, and I love it.
Awesome.
Fuck gender roles.
So from moving away from home and into colleges, have you seen any struggles having to live on your own?
Kind of if I get sick, I don't really know what to do with myself.
No, not really.
The thing that I've realized I've struggled with the most is eating 3 meals a day consistently. I'll go out to class and just forget to eat. I haven't eaten a meal today and it's 3, so I gotta do that.
Yeah. Definitely I would say meals, cooking stuff. And that's obviously pretty time consuming, and some days where I have more classes, it's not a possibility for me, so I have to eat at the EMU or something. So
food-wise, it's so weird not being able to cook and having such limited options, especially as a vegetarian.
No, personally not, because I lived 2 years on my own in high school, so I got pretty acclimated with it.
I think my biggest adjustment was moving in with strangers in such a small space.
Do you guys think gender plays any role in who makes friends with who?
It's definitely easier to make friends with girls, because guys over here, when they get to college, are very more just male dominant.
Me personally, with guys, you don't know their intentions and stuff.
I mean, yeah, because men suck. I have good friends that are guys. It's I met this one kid last year, and he was abortion is murder, and I was okay. Once I make a friend, I'm okay, where do you stand politically?
Right.
Do you think I should have rights or not?
I personally don't really care. I prefer to be around other queer people. I'm non-binary. So that's vaguely a factor. I'd say most of my friends are queer, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't really matter to me. I suspect that if you're in a frat, you see a bunch of divide in that, but
right.
I personally don't.
All right, what frat are you in, by the way?
I'm in Beta Theta Pi.
Okay, got you.
In terms of Greek life in general, there's a ton of gender bias and a ton of gender norms that are being followed, but in our fraternity we tend to talk about that a lot. We honestly talk a lot about toxic masculinity and the ways that men are expected to act.
Right, and that helps break the ice of toxic masculinity, you think, in your frat?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah, definitely. I feel guys make groups of guy friends and girls make groups of girlfriends, and then I have a girlfriend, so I don't really have any other girlfriends that or I haven't tried to make friends with any girls here.
Do you think there's any biases in the ways the professors teach particular genders?
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
No, not really. Not necessarily, no.
I don't think personally I've seen that.
What do you think about it? I don't think so.
I have not.
Not really, no.
I have not seen any of it.
All the STEM buildings, there are no women's bathrooms. There's men's bathrooms at every corner, and then you have to walk so far to find a women's bathroom.
Wait, are you kidding me?
No, because all the buildings are so old for STEM, so they were built in the 1800s when women were not in STEM.
Holy shit. Clearly the school hasn't made an effort to fix that.
No. There's been a few times where I've seen our male professors specifically going towards males just to have a conversation just about how your day is or what you're doing, and when a female does the same thing, they back off more.
Especially with STEM classes, a lot of my professors, I'm sure they don't mean to, but it's very much when I answer a question, they give me such a dumb answer. In my labs, I've gotten a lot of that from male TAs.
For like an overall career path of mine, like in conservation work and stuff, there is definitely like a gender bias. Hopefully I'll be able to get around those, make it easier for women and women identifying people to, you know, move up in the career too after me.
We actually had to buy a bunch of wood yesterday, and we had to go to Crosscut Wood Shop, and we just like pulled up and it was like 4 girls, and they were just giving us weird looks, and product design is a very male dominated major.
Yeah.
Like it's like 4 girls to 20 guys or something like that.
I see a lot of sexism.
Have you noticed that? Like I feel like my work sometimes tends to be taken a little bit less seriously.
Yeah.
And like if I have an idea, it's like a little bit less.
Yeah, we get less critiques, or like serious critiques.
It's a little bit discouraging at times.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah.
I mean, architecture is pretty male dominated.
Yeah.
Like,
But I feel like the students, it's more like female heavy now.
Yeah, it
so,
literally is.
Yeah.
So over time, it's gotten more female heavy.
Well, just like the field itself. If architecture is more like male dominated,
Right.
and now there's more female students and stuff like going into the program itself.
I guess, yeah, it does have a stereotype of being like a boys' club.
I mean, business I feel is primarily men.
In BA 101, I think our teacher actually, like, it was a very male dominant class, and I think our teacher did a good job of like when she would call on people to make sure she called on like everyone, not just like guys, and I thought that was good. Also, like all of my teachers so far, except for one online teacher, have been female, so that might be part of the reason, because like sometimes guys are not as conscious of that stuff.
In your class, would you say business is like dominated by a certain gender, or
No, I think it's pretty split,
Pretty split?
50-50 men, women, yeah. I have not seen any of it. I think it's pretty equal. I can't speak for others, but yeah.
Right.
I see it all the time.
Yeah?
Like some people, just in the way they speak about women or the way they speak about men, or just the roles that each of them have to kind of portray, it's you can definitely just tell what a professor believes based off of just kind of how they talk in general during the lectures.
Most of my classes are men.
Men. Do you see maybe like the teachers or other students in the class like adding on to the gender bias?
I don't see anyone doing anything to make it worse, but I don't see anyone doing anything to make it better.
And then my final question for you will be, what does the word the domestic mean to you?
Domestic?
Yeah.
I would say like controlled.
Just very tamed, or like domestic, like socially conformed.
Taming another animal.
It can be-
Trapped. I mean, I thought of like a dog first.
Animal.
An animal.
Like I just think of like our government here at home.
Trade.
Domestic policy.
I'm gonna be honest. First one that popped in my head was abuse, but
Abuse.
Domestic violence.
Maybe like domestic violence.
I guess like being in the house, like doing work.
Homey.
Okay.
Home.
I don't actually know the definition of that.
No worries, that's fine. Okay, that's all we got. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.